Hello and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Moogie Goof chapter review. How you guys doing? I'm doing pretty good. I hope you guys are doing well as well. I enjoyed this chapter, One Piece chapter 1124 titled Best Friend. Let's go ahead and get into it. So right off the bat we have a really interesting cover story starring Yamato, and I'm so sorry to have to do this, but last week there was a dude that was heating up in my comments. So, like, I called Yamato a dude. I always just kind of lean towards more like, you know, Luffy said that that's a dude. That's what I'm going for, okay? That's what I'm going with, all right? It's not really, like, my brain isn't thinking too much. Do I care if you personally think Yamato is a woman? No, absolutely not. I think it's a confusing situation because Yamato wants to be Odin, not necessarily another man. But also, it's like, I think that you're weird if you are dying on that hill. You know what I'm saying? Like, in either regard. Like, I just don't understand why it has to be so serious. That dude was getting hot in my comments. He was like, no, you need to just talk about One Piece because you're confusing the kids. I was like, what? The kids? What? Like, please go be a bastion of truth on your own YouTube channel or in somebody else's YouTube comments. I'm just here to talk about fictional pirates, dude. Like, I promise it's not that serious. I just think that in general, like, if someone walked up to me looking like Yamato, big breasts and everything, and it's like, actually, I'm a dude, you know, and I'd be like, well, hello, sir. I don't care. I don't care, and you shouldn't either. If you're dying on that hill, I promise we probably won't get along because I'm just trying to talk about One Piece, dude. All right? Maybe I call Yamato a dude, and then in the future that's going to change. I do not care. I swear I don't care. This is not the place for that, dude. But yeah, so the cover page is Yamato, and when I first read this, I was like, what the hell? What is happening here? Like, who is trying to kidnap a person? Like, what's happening here? Like, the caption is Only Child Yamato and the Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage foiling a kidnapping on the way to Kuri. Who is that? Like, you could barely see who it is. Like, what's going on? My instinct tells me, is that a Blackbeard pirate? They just be kidnapping people for the fun of it, it seems. Did Green Bull come back? Is Green Bull just running around ducking smoke from Yamato and Momonosuke because he knows he'd get faded? You know, what's going on? Who is that? It kind of looks like... I don't know who the hell that is. What is going on? But the chapter truly starts with a Big News Morgan's villain monologue almost. It's kind of like, it's interesting and it's definitely funny to me, but it's also like, he's a little bit more evil than I thought he was. He's talking to Vivi like, I hope you won't regret talking to me like that once I become the most important person in the world. And it's like, you know, obviously I love Vivi because she's like, I don't care who you are. Like, what you're reporting isn't true. Like, Luffy did not kill Vegapunk. That isn't what happened. Morgans is dead set on passing that. He's just trying to create the most sensational story. To his credit, it does look like a bunch of lunatics came to a government island and then blew it up. Okay, that is exactly what it looks like, okay? So to his credit, I think that, you know, that would be a hell of a story. You know, Vegapunk ended up dying. It's not, you know, if you report that, you know, the world government did it, that is sensational, but also it's like, what's more entertaining? This lunatic that goes to islands and crashes out for fun just happened to end up on this island and people died, and you're continuing that story, or... there is a very, very, very dark and convoluted conspiracy theory that is gaining more and more evidence, and the whole world might be sinking. Like, which one would you rather report on? And the answer looks like it's going to be both. Morgans looks like he is dead set on pushing the agenda that, you know, Luffy did this and he's evil. But yeah, I mean, if you heard the broadcast, the world is sinking, okay? So I don't know, maybe that's also his fault. I don't know. Let's find out. And I also think it's funny, like, Wapoo's there, and he's like, well, Vivi, maybe you better calm down. You don't want to anger Big News Morgans. And Big News Morgans even has a villain laugh. He's like, I'm top dog up in the sky anyway, so this upcoming era is perfect for me. Yeah, what's going on? This is literally, he was feeling himself a little bit too much here. I don't know. But next we get to what's probably... I'm gonna be honest, I'm pretty sure this is definitely the most interesting part of this chapter. It's Kizaru talking on the phone with Akainu, and... Akainu is doing, at first, what I would have expected him to do. He's like, Kizaru, like, what's going on? You better not be slacking off over there. But Kizaru hits him with this line, like, have you ever had to kill your best friend? And Akainu, he doesn't say anything. He's just got dots. Like, he doesn't snap back like, no, but, you know, that doesn't matter. I would if I had to. Like, he's silent. And then after that, we get Kizaru finally lashing out, expressing the emotion that he kept holding back, like, on Egghead. And it's pretty sad, to be honest. Like, he's like, if you think I'm slacking off, why don't you come leave that desk yourself and come see what happened, okay? And he's like literally insulting Akainu, and I had never thought that I would say this, or I never thought I would see this ever. Akainu apologizes. He's like, that was my bad, dude. I'm sorry. And he's like, shut up. It's too late for that, all right? Just watch your mouth, all right? And it's like, so we have the red dog Akainu actually apologizing to one of his subordinates. Like, how close is he to Kizaru? Like, what are they to each other? Or has Akainu just been in a similar situation and so he knows how difficult this must be for Kizaru? Like, what's going on there? It's so interesting because we've never seen Akainu like this before. He's all about absolute justice. Like, he was the guy who murked someone off in Marineford because they were just trying to run away. And he was about to murk Kobe. You know what I'm saying? So, like, now I just don't know what to believe anymore, because I'm still convinced he's gonna be like a top antagonist at the end for all of us to fight, but it's like, because he's been expressing some doubts up until this point too. Like, he's upset that he has to just sit behind a desk all the time. Okay, he's not really jiving with, you know, the celestial dragons and everything like that. I don't think he's with slavery, but maybe he is. I don't know. I just always assumed he was evil because he's the one that killed Ace. And, you know, he's just so obviously just evil, to be completely honest. So I don't know. I don't know anymore. I really do not know. So that's really interesting. I'm really interested in the admirals going forward. Kuzan, obviously, what the hell is he doing on Blackbeard's crew? I think that's gonna be the obvious, like, shakeup that happens. Like, cause I'm sure that Blackbeard's not even gonna be, like, surprised whenever he decides to finally tell the world what he's really doing. Now I'm curious about Kizaru. Like, is he just gonna bury these emotions and go back to being nonchalant and high on the job all the time? Or is he gonna be like, you know what, I can't, that was too much for me. I gotta switch sides, go with some emperor or some faction otherwise. You know, I don't know. Maybe Kizaru joins Cross Guild. That would be so funny. Oh my God. I don't see Akainu ever switching sides because, again, he's pretty much been what we've, like, you know, symbolized as just like absolute, like, evil for, like, what you could consider a good cause, I guess. But, like, you know, when people like Blackbeard exist, I get people like Akainu existing, but motherfucker, he takes it way too far all the time. I cannot see him joining anybody else and then anyone else putting up with how uptight he is, if I'm being completely honest. This video is sponsored by Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co. Both Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co. are both Japanese snack subscription boxes, and with Tokyo Treat, you can look forward to each box containing a variety of full-size, fun, and exclusive Japanese snacks that are only available in Japan. Sakura Co., meanwhile, is a Japanese artisan snack box, which means they support local Japanese snack makers. So each box contains 20 traditional, authentic, and artisan Japanese snacks, including teas and tableware. And the theme for Tokyo Treat this month is Moonfest Snacktacular, which means you can get in on Japan's lunar party Tsukimi by enjoying sweet and savory snacks like the Kit Kat Matcha, Golden Moon Senbei, garlic shrimp Japanese style chips, banana castella premium Black Thunder butter flavor, and many more. And every time they send Senbei in the Tokyo Treat boxes, I always enjoy that, so this might be my favorite, but the garlic shrimp potato chips, those are pretty good too. And the theme for Sakura Co. this month is Autumn Moon Festival, so you can enjoy the rich and authentic snacks like the Tsukimi milk and cream cookie, black sesame miso arare, usagi hozui, kokuto kinaku mochi, and many more. And of course, this all pairs amazingly well with the tea for this month, which is the Tsukimi Ryokucha tea. And the tableware item for this month is the Tsukimi dish plate, which has a really awesome design of the moon and two rabbits running both towards and away from the moon. And as usual, if you want to learn more about the snacks you'll be receiving as well as any allergen information, feel free to check out the booklets that come with each box as well. So if you think this all sounds delicious and you'd like to get a box for yourself or for someone you love, check out the link in my description and use code Mugiwara to receive $5 off your first Tokyo Treat or Sakura Co. box. A very special thank you to Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co. for sponsoring this video, and an equally special thank you to you for watching this video. And with that, we are back to the show. So now we go to the Straw Hats and check out their perspective on everything that's happening. We see what they're all doing, and it looks like everybody's already started getting their drip for Elbaf ready. If not like their drip for Elbaf, because I assume they should get like some Viking like attire, like something like that, right? This must be like their in-between islands drip. I don't know what's going on because Frankie is in a cowboy hat. Where did he get that cowboy hat? What is going on? Is that Robin's? Why does he have that on? I've got so many questions. It's so funny, but like they're just talking about everything that's happened. And we get some really curious dialogue from Zoro. Like, I guess not curious because we can kind of imagine what he's doing and why he's saying this, because like Zoro is kind of like, you know, he hides how he feels a lot. At least that's kind of my impression. He might just be a dick. I'm not gonna lie, because what he says is, you know, Luffy's upset that they didn't actually save Vegapunk or the old man Stella, like that Vegapunk, and so Zoro's just like, you know, it's pathetic. He's an emperor now. Like one old man dying, that shouldn't affect him that badly. And it's like, you know, everybody else is like, okay, that's like, are you okay? why are you so mean? Ordinarily, Zoro is like, you know, I will protect my captain no matter what. But anytime, let Luffy show any emotion, and Zoro's like, that shit's weak. Cut it out. And ordinarily, I understand it. Like in Water 7, like I would imagine everybody is on Zoro's side whenever he's like, no, you have to make sure that Usopp apologizes. And even with the fight beforehand, like literally on Water 7, Zoro's like, no, this needs to happen. We can't have people just challenging how Luffy makes decisions all the time. If he challenged him to a duel, like this has to happen. Maybe we resolve it afterwards, but like this is the way things need to go. I would be honest, like, because he was right. Usopp was crashing out for nothing, you know? Well, not for nothing, but like everything needed to happen that way. And then again, when he was like, no, Usopp needs to apologize. He can't squirm his way out of this. And so, you know, but then there's some times where I would imagine that he would be wrong. Like, I think the only thing that this reminds me of is when Sanji left to Whole Cake Island and Zoro was like, you know what? Yeah, we don't need him. Like, and then like they were just, which it's like you kind of expected that to be like half a joke, because it's like, do you really mean that? But I love Luffy's response to that. Luffy's like, you're worried about him too, aren't you? Like Luffy does not even like listen to what he's saying and take it to heart. Luffy's just like, that's not how you really feel. Like you would go with him too, but you're afraid we're gonna see how you really feel about Sanji, and that's okay. You don't have to. I'll go get him, but you know, don't worry about it. So I don't know what that was. That was probably the most WTF moment in the chapter. But then Lilith wakes up and she's just kind of like, you know, she hears something, which I don't really know what to make of that, but she says that she's already heard about what happened to the other Vegapunks, but she also tells everybody, don't worry, you saved me, so that means that technically every other Vegapunk is still alive too. She also is hungry for the first time because she's no longer connected to, what was it, like the arc? It was basically like the big cloud thing that they were all connected to, so she didn't have to eat because of York and everything like that, but you know, now she's basically just like a person. So this will be interesting, seeing what's happening going forward. I'm really confused as to what that means for, well, I'll talk about that later. I just was gonna say, like, for God's sake, there's so many people on the Sunny right now. Like, what is gonna happen in Elbaf? Oh my God. But then we go over to Luffy, and this is funny because he's just eating a bunch of grapes. And since this is the giant ship, like, everything is giant, like, even the food. So he's just eating mouthfuls of grapes. And Chopper's like, he ate 5 bunches of grapes. So what the hell? I don't know how much food that is, but Luffy just like shoving grapes in his mouth is so funny. But this is when Lilith cheers him up. Lilith is like, you know, like she tells him that, yeah, like I'm still here, so you technically did keep your promise because they are alive, like within me or something like that. Some Disney stuff like that, basically. But as soon as Luffy realizes that he technically kept his promise, oh, he's back in it. He's like, all right, I'm ready to party. Let's get into it. Let's have a drink. Let's go, Giants. Let's go. And he's like all smiles, and it's so awesome seeing the crew finally get into it. Somebody even grabs Zoro and is like, hey, Luffy's back in it. And Zoro's just like, all right, well, then I can stop hating. So they all climb up and they have a big toast. It's such a great panel of everybody just like toasting and like, we're going to Elbaf. And Luffy says, you know, yeah, it doesn't matter if you're with me or against me. I'm going to be king of the pirates. He's truly returned to form. And it's really awesome. It's really, really cool. The last 2 things to talk about for this chapter is Robin. And she's such a sweet person. She's hugging Chopper like, if we go to Elbaf, we might see Saul. And Robin is actually choking Chopper to death. Like, he's like, that's great, Robin. Please let me breathe a little bit. It's so funny. It's so cute. I love it. But she also looks just genuinely happy in this like panel. Like, she has been through so much with the world government, and that was another Buster call that they all got away from, and she's just cheersing like, yep, we'll probably have another Buster call when we get to Elbaf. That's okay. I'm here with my friends. They're never gonna let anything happen to me. And I love it. I love it so very much. Jinbei's there. Sanji's having a great time. You see Bonnie standing on Frankie's head. Where did he get that cowboy hat? I'm so serious and so upset because all I have wanted was for Robin to have a cowboy hat. Why does Frankie have... All right, whatever. It's whatever. I think he took that from her, and he knows he's wearing it better than her is the thing. Like, he's almost daring her like, you could never, Robin. You could never. I hate that. But of course, this wouldn't be One Piece without Oda teasing another silhouette, and I don't care. I'm not even gonna care. I don't know who this is. It could be anybody. It could be Shanks. It could be Shiki. It could be. I've seen some people theorize on this a bunch of different ways. I don't know who this is. I don't know, and I don't care. We'll know when we get there. But there is a break. So when it does come back, we're not gonna figure out who this guy is. I don't know. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't know. We'll eventually figure it out, I guess. But when we do figure it out, we might not even realize we're figuring it out. Like, Oda has a silhouette problem. He is addicted to silhouettes. One thing I want to say is I'm just so happy that Bonnie is happy after everything that she's been through. We only got her like a little bit in this chapter, and I don't think we see Kuma at all. But I would imagine they're saving like the Bonnie Kuma reveal for what's going to happen with them going forward. They're going to make a big moment out of that, as they should. Like Egghead was a big arc, and it was theirs. So we need like a post-innings lobby for Egghead that wraps up everything with Bonnie and Kuma. But I really love this panel, seeing the crew in spirits. But what I was going to say earlier is there are a lot of people on the Sunny right now and on these giant ships. Like, it's just like that we are rolling so deep, it's almost like we've got our own personal army like with us. That's not even counting the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, which we got all the way back in Dressrosa. So it just makes me think like, yeah, Luffy is an Emperor of the Sea because he was the only one of the other people that helped bring down Kaido. He was the only person with this many people backing him. Everybody else was trying to go it alone. Law had like 8 people on his crew, and 7 of them were useless. All right, well, I guess Beppo's not useless, so 1, 2. So if he had 8 people, okay, 6 of them were useless, whatever. Like, his Devil Fruit was really carrying, and then Beppo's cool, but if it's just Law and Beppo that I can name by name, that's not right. That ain't right. Kid is the same way. I look at all those freaks on Kid's crew, and I was like, no, why would you try to fight Shanks? We know all of their names. Don't do that. That's just how stories go. You know good and goddamn well you was not gonna do anything against him. With your ragtag group of no-named pirates, it just wasn't gonna happen. Kid, it wasn't gonna happen. But Luffy, look at all these people Luffy has with him, bro. This is actually nonsense. Despite the fact that every single Straw Hat is a fighter in their own right, like even Nami and Usopp, like if they run up against the right people, they could carry, they could beat them. All right, we definitely need to see more from Usopp, but Nami with Zeus, for God's sake, oh my God, she would be OP in a lot of situations, bro. Like, they could easily take out vice admirals at this point. Maybe not easily, I guess, but nah, fuck it, easily. I'm doubling down. Even the last member of the weakling trio, Chopper, like, Kung Fu Point is funny, but I swear, let me see you handle a Kung Fu fighting reindeer. I don't think you can. I'm not gonna lie. If Kung Fu Point Chopper pulled in this room right now and started hopping around going, "Wata!" doing that shit, I'm not going to do anything against him. He's knocking my bitch ass out. And again, that's not including all of the people that support the Straw Hats with their lives, which are now including a huge assortment of giants. Like, that is insane. And Frankie's cowboy hat. Like, these people, they're gonna find the One Piece, for God's sake. It's written in the stars at this point. This is ridiculous. Like, and now Lilith, like an official Vegapunk, is with them here, and Bonnie, Kuma, whatever is left of him, like, this is nonsense. Too many people. And the Revolutionary Army, I mean, for God's sake, that's Luffy's dad. He pretty much has every faction in his pocket, all right? Kobe and Sword, like, well, they might have to fight him, but I really just don't think, with everything else going on, when their backs are against the wall and people need to start picking sides, Luffy's the surefire win. That's all I'm gonna say. Who else would it be? It's either Luffy, or if you're evil, it's Blackbeard. Everybody else has too many sorry contenders. I would say you might as well side with the world government because they got a Kainu and Kizaru they can fight, but they also got Green Bull, sorry ass. I'm not joining that group, for God's sake, because if me and Green Bull get put on a mission together, I guess I'm just sold. Well, I don't know what's gonna happen. I guess we're gonna flex until we get scared off. I guess that's how that's gonna go. So it's like, hell no. If I'm picking a faction, it would either be the Straw Hats or Blackbeard if I was evil. I don't know. I think if I was in this universe, and I would place my money on the crackhead that just keeps crashing out and it keeps working. That's what I would do. That's me. But let me know what you guys think. If you were in this world, what faction would you join at the very end of this story? If you could join either the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, or join the Blackbeard Pirates, or join Cross Guild, you know what I'm saying? Or even join the world government, you know what I'm saying? Who are you joining, you know what I'm saying, to secure your race, to get to the One Piece, or just whatever you want, whatever riches you you want? What pirate group is going to facilitate that for you? I'm very curious. But yeah, that's about it for this chapter. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tomorrow, I'm going to be starting on Twitch my playthrough of Kingdom Hearts. It's going to be a video on this channel. Thinking about I might as well just create a gaming channel for those of you that may not be interested in all the games that I love to play. But just while I'm in the middle of making the bigger videos that just take up so much of my time because I want to make sure that it's perfect, I want to do something else to like connect with you guys. So I'm going to make a post about it, but it's going to be tomorrow. I want to say it'll be at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know that's pretty early. That's just the time that I've already locked in on my Patreon, so I hope that's okay for some of you to make it. If not, I will update it going forward, but we're going to play through all of Kingdom Hearts 1 to get the first video, Kingdom Hearts is Hilarious, out, and I'm going to keep it going. Like I said, eventually I'm going to have to make a gaming channel, but, you know, it's just fun. I want to get, my idea is I would go ahead and get this in there, like, as early as possible. I want to recreate that feeling of, like, Saturday morning cartoons, which would have been probably better to schedule that on a Saturday, now that I'm realizing that, when most people probably aren't at work. But yeah, that's gonna be tomorrow. So tomorrow at 11 a.m., if you're not doing anything, come watch me on Twitch, playing Kingdom Hearts 1. I'm very interested to see how that game holds up, and I just know I'm about to cry as soon as that intro happens. I just know I'm just about to start crying on stream. So I just know I'm gonna be crying on stream. So if you want to catch me crying to Dearly Beloved and Hikari and everything else by what is that angel's name? Utada Hikaru. Love her to death. And every word that comes out of her mouth brings me to my knees. So if you want to see me cry, stop by for that. But yeah, that's about it for this one, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being interested, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one.